The Southeastern Washington Skills Center, or CTEC for short, is an advanced teaching center that provides high school students with state-of-the-art technologies in the fields of nursing, construction and electrical, welding, and video production. CTEC first opened to students in 2014 with these 4 programs, but things were not what they seemed 3 years later.
My name is Jeffrey Townsend. I teach audio and video production at CTEC. I was working here at my classroom desk, knowing that I was probably a half hour from being done and being able to go home. I felt a hand just rest on my shoulder. When I turned to see who it was, there was nothing there.
That was creepy. Though he wasn't the only one with a spooky story to tell.
My name's James Polson. I teach the Advanced Manufacturing and Welding Technology class. And a lot of times I was here nights and weekends, and I'd be the only one in the building. And there's a bunch of weird noises that would start, things that you turned on or off. You'd come back in the room and they'd be the other way around.
Wow, 2 instructors that got spooked in the course of their time at CTEC. But that's not it. A 3rd teacher came forth with a story of his own.
My name is Mr. Matson. I teach electrical systems and construction technology here at CTEC. It was a Sunday night. I had to come back down to school because I'd forgotten something. So I ran down, and it was probably maybe 10 or 11 o'clock at night, so it was late. And the roads were very icy, it's very cold, the wind was blowing, very, you didn't want to go out that night, basically. So I just, because I'm a teacher, you have to, step up. So I came down here to pick up what I forgot for grades the next day. I came to the building knowing that I'm the only one going to be there, obviously. So when I arrived, I turned the alarm off and went to my office, and I remember going to my office and just hearing a noise in the background. I didn't pay anything attention to it because the wind was blowing so much. But I got to my office, and the noises started getting louder, and it wasn't quite a mechanical noise, but a person or a screaming or something that wasn't. It was a normal and natural noise that you would hear in a building that nobody's in. By the time I get all the way to my room, the noises stop. So you can barely hear like a screeching, or it's so hard to explain. An animal, or it's a high-pitched kind of just a moan or a screech. It's just really uncomfortable. So, but now it's going away from me. So it's getting a little bit quieter, a little bit quieter, a little bit quieter, and then it stops. So I turn around and start walking back, and the lights turn off again. So now I have my cell phone out with a light. Wind's blowing. You can hear just the creaking of the wind. You just have to picture all the doors up there. There's just wind barreling down. And as I walking down, you can barely see at the end of the hallway, green flash. Big bright flash lights up the whole upstairs. And it's still out, the lights are out, so I can't figure out how to turn the lights out. I got my cell phone on, trying to see myself walking down the hallway. So you see the green flash. It was like a camera flash, but it was bright green. I remember I saw dots after it. So I'm standing there, and I didn't know if it was an electrical connection. Something blew over the wind, but it couldn't have been, because it was directly in my walkway. It wasn't on a wall, it wasn't anywhere, it was directly in the light. So it was a ball of energy that just, bright. So I kept walking, and I'm announcing myself, thinking there's a student still. Well, at that point, I'd gone through every room knowing that there's nobody up there. There's nobody up there but whatever this green flash caused. So I walked a little bit further, and I see this green floating light, an aura or something, some energy. It was floating there, and all of a sudden it drops down, it disappears into the floor. It's gone. So lights turn back on for just a split second for me to see a silhouette of a little girl. Scared me to death. I'm like, oh, there's the student. So I go for it, and it's gone. All I saw was the green light, the flash, the girl disappeared, and all the lights came on. At that point, I'm done. I'm ready to leave the building, right? So I've got this thought, okay, so something happened. There's no students in here. I'm gonna go ahead and go home now. This is enough for me. So as I leave, I'm walking out of rooms, lights are turning on, everything's back to normal. I go set the alarm, go to my car, I'm sitting there, And as I'm sitting there, I see this green light float from one end of the building in every window that I can see as it turns the lights off as it goes by and back and forth. Every light turned on all the way, which are motion sensors, so they turn on all the way and then off all the way. And then the whole building went black. And that was strange for me. I still to this day cannot explain what that was.
3 teachers gave us their stories, and no one knows if there's any more. Today, CTEC runs like normal and classes go on as if nothing had happened. To those 3 instructors, classes will never be the same again.